Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie, and today we're on day 125. So we are going to be reading out of Numbers chapter 14, Isaiah chapter 10, but only verses 1 through 23, and then Matthew chapter 5, but only verses 1 through 26. And then we'll close out the day with Psalm 78, verses 40 through 49. So they have cut this day a little bit short, or I should say the format has cut this day a little short. Let's give it a try. Let's see what's going on. Numbers chapter 14. Here we go. All the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. All the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. The whole congregation said to them, "We wish that we had died in the land of Egypt, or that we had died in this wilderness. Why does Yahweh bring us to this land to fall by the sword? Our wives and our little ones will be captured or killed. Wouldn't it be better for us to return to Egypt?" They said to one another, "Let's choose a leader, and let's return into Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the children of Israel. Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who were of those who spied out the land, tore their clothes. They spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, "The land which we passed through to spy it out is an exceedingly good land. If Yahweh delights in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only don't rebel against Yahweh, neither fear the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is removed from over them, and Yahweh is with us. Don't fear them." But all the congregation threatened to stone them with stones. Yahweh's glory appeared in the tent of meeting to all the children of Israel. Yahweh said to Moses, "How long will this people despise me? How long will they not believe in me? For all the signs which I have worked among them, I will strike them with the pestilence and disinherit them. I will make of you a nation greater and mightier than they." Moses said to Yahweh, "Then the Egyptians will hear it, for you brought up this people in your might from among them. They will tell it to their inhabitants of this land. They have heard that you, Yahweh, are among this people, for you, Yahweh, are seen face to face, and your cloud stands over them, and you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and in a pillar of fire by night. Now if you killed this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of you will speak, saying, 'Because Yahweh was not able to bring this people into the land which he swore to them, therefore he has slain them in the wilderness.' Now please, let the power of the Lord be great according as you have spoken, saying, 'Yahweh is slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness, forgiving iniquity and disobedience, and he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children, on the third and fourth generation. Please, pardon the iniquity of this people according to the greatness of your loving kindness, and just as you have forgiven this people from Egypt, even until now." Yahweh said, "I have pardoned according to your word, but in very deed, as I live, and as all the earth shall be filled with Yahweh's glory, because all those men who have seen my glory and my signs, which I worked in Egypt and in the wilderness, yet have tempted me with these 10 times, and have not listened to my voice. Surely they shall not see the land which I swore to their fathers, neither shall any of those who despise me to see it. Neither of those who despised me see it. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him and has followed me fully, him I will bring into the land into which he went. His offspring shall possess it. Since the Amalekite and the Canaanite dwell in the valley, tomorrow turn and go into the wilderness by the way to the Red Sea. Yahweh spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, How long shall I bear with this evil congregation and complain against me? I have heard the complaints of the children of Israel, which they complain against me. Tell them, As I live, says Yahweh, surely as you have spoken in my ears, so I will do to you. Your dead bodies shall fall in this wilderness, and all who were counted of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, who have complained against me. Surely you shall not come into the land concerning which I swore that I would make you dwell therein, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. But I will bring in your battle ones that you said should be captured or killed, and they shall know the land which you have rejected. But as for you, your dead bodies shall fall in the wilderness. Your children shall be wanderers in the wilderness 40 years, and shall bear your prostitution until your dead bodies are consumed in the wilderness. After the number of days in which you spied out the land, even 40 days, for every day a year, you will bear your iniquities, even 40 years, and you will know my alienation. I, Yahweh, have spoken. I will surely do this to all this evil congregation who are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall be consumed, and there they shall die. The men whom Moses sent to spy out the land who returned, and the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up an evil report against the land, even those men who brought up an evil report of the land died by the plague before Yahweh. But Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, remained alive of those men who went to spy out the land. Moses told these words to all the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. They rose up early in the morning and went up to the top of the mountain, saying, Behold, we are here, and will go up to the place which Yahweh has promised, for we have sinned. Moses said, Why now do you disobey the commandment of Yahweh, since it shall not prosper? Don't go up, for Yahweh isn't among you. That way you won't be struck down before your enemies. For there the Amalekite and the Canaanite are before you, and you will fall by the sword because you turned back from following Yahweh. Therefore Yahweh will not be with you. But they presumed to go up to the top of the mountain. Nevertheless, the ark of Yahweh's covenant and Moses didn't depart out of the camp. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites who lived in that mountain, and struck them and beat them down, even to Hormah. All right, Isaiah chapter 10, verses 1 through 23. Why, oh, why did you cut this short? I'm curious. Here we go. Woe to those who decree unrighteous decrees, and to the writers who write oppressive decrees, to deprive the needy of justice and to rob the poor among my people of their rights, that widows may be their plunder, and that they may make the fatherless their prey. What will you do in the day of visitation and in the desolation which will come from afar? To whom will you flee for help? Where will you leave your wealth? They will only bow down under the prisoners and will fall under the slain. For all his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. Alas, Assyrian, the rod of my anger, the staff in whose hand is my indignation. I will send him against a profane nation and against the people who anger me. I will give him a command to make the plunder and to take the prey, and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. However, he doesn't mean so, neither does his heart think so, but it is in his heart to destroy and to cut off not a few nations. For he says, aren't all of my princes kings? Isn't Calno like Carchemish? Isn't Hamath like Arpad? Isn't Samaria like Damascus? As my hand has found the kingdom of the idols, whose engraved images exceed those of Jerusalem and of Samaria, shall I not, as I have done to Samaria and her idols, so do to Jerusalem and her idols? Therefore, it will happen that when the Lord has performed his whole work on Mount Zion and on Jerusalem, I will punish the fruit of the willful, proud heart of the king of Assyria, and the insolence of his arrogant looks. For he has said, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I have understanding, I have removed the boundaries of the peoples, and have robbed their treasures. Like a valiant man, I have brought down their rulers. My hand was found the riches of the peoples like a nest, and like one gathers eggs that are abandoned. I have gathered all the earth. There was no one who moved their wing, or that opened their mouth or chirped. Should an axe brag against him who chops with it? Should a saw exalt itself above him who saws with it? As if a rod should lift those who lift it up, or as if a staff should lift up someone who is not wood. Therefore the Lord Yahweh of armies will send among his fat ones leanness, and under his glory a burning will be kindled like the burning of fire. The light of Israel will be for a fire, and his Holy One for a flame, and it will burn and devour his thorns and his briars in one day. He will consume the glory of his forest and his fruitful field, both soul and body. It will be as when a standard bearer faints. The remnant of the trees of his forest shall be few, so that a child could write their number. It will come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and those who have escaped from the house of Jacob will no more again lean on him who struck them, but shall lean on Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. A remnant will return, even the remnant of Jacob, to the mighty God. For though your people Israel are like the sand of the sea, only a remnant of them will return. A destruction is determined, overflowing with righteousness. For the Lord Yahweh of armies will make a full and... hold on. I wrote over a word. A destruction is determined, overflowing with righteousness. For the Lord Yahweh of armies will make a full end, and that determined throughout all the earth. Oh man, I wrecked that ending. I had I had written through one of the words. Wow. Wow, Yahweh of armies. All right, Matthew chapter 5, verse 1 through 26. Seeing the multitudes, he went up onto the mountain. When he had sat down, his disciples came to him. He opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the gentle, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Blessed are those who have been persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people reproach you, persecute you, and say all kinds of evil things against you falsely for my name's sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for that is how they persecuted the prophets who were before you. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its flavor, with what will it be salted? It is then good for nothing, but to be cast out and trodden under the feet of men. You are the light of the world. A city located on a hill can't be hidden. Neither do you light a lamp and put it under a measuring basket, but on a stand, and it shines to all who are in the house. Even so, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Don't think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I didn't come to destroy, but to fulfill. For most certainly I tell you, until heaven and earth pass away, not even one smallest letter or one tiny pen stroke shall in any way pass away from the law until all things are accomplished. Therefore, whoever shall break one of these least commandments and teach others to do so shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever shall do and teach them shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, there is no way you will enter into the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to the ancient ones, You shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I tell you that everyone who is angry with his brother without cause will be in danger of the judgment. Whoever says to his brother, Raka, will be in danger of the council. Whoever says, You fool, will be in danger of fire of Gehenna. If therefore you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has anything against you, leave your gift, therefore, before the altar, and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Agree with your adversary quickly while you are with him on the way, lest perhaps the prosecutor deliver you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and you be cast into prison. Most certainly I tell you, you shall by no means get out of there until you have paid the very last penny. You have heard it said, the ancient ones, you shall not murder, and whoever murders will be in danger of the judgment. But I tell you that everyone who is angry with his brother without cause will be in danger of the judgment. Meaning, all sins are equal. Murder and anger is sin, and not one is greater than the other. So I did a video way back before starting the Bible in a year. I could be in maybe in November or December, where the title is "A Sin is a Sin," if you're more interested in that. So Psalm chapter 78, verses 40 through 49. How often they rebelled against him in the wilderness and grieved him in the desert. They turned again and tempted God and provoked the Holy One of Israel. They didn't remember his hand, nor the day when he redeemed them from the adversary. How he set his signs in Egypt, his wonders in the field of Zoan. He turned their rivers into blood and their streams so that they could not drink. He sent among them swarms of flies which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. He also gave their incense to the caterpillar, and their labor to the locusts. He destroyed their vines with hail, their sycamore fig trees with frost. He also gave over their livestock to the hail, and their flocks to the hot thunderbolts. He threw on them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble, and a band of angels of evil. And that would be the recollection of God pulling them out of Egypt. It's a really, really great chapter, Psalm 78. There will be a point in time when we finish the book of Psalms and the format doesn't have anything to include in there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the whole chapter at that time because it is pretty long. But yeah, if we can think of what God has done in the middle of our complaining about what is wrong, maybe instead we can think about what he has done right. And although, maybe we'd like to see things in a different way, God is in control. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I am so glad that you're here. I just love doing this channel, and I hope you enjoy it too. If you do like it, could you please do me a favor and share the videos? And if you do also like it, please hit the like button. And if you want to find them easier, just go ahead and subscribe. And then you can just go into your subscriptions and find me for the day. Because sometimes the way YouTube just posts them in the regular old stream, sometimes for like today, they might post, day number 10 or something. So if you really want to get a day by day, which is fine, please watch day 10. But if you just want to watch every day, it might be easier to subscribe. So thank you for coming by. I will see you tomorrow for day 126. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you then. Bye.